demonstrate what falsehood itself really looks like. Statements of falsehood that are misleading. Your entire system that you call Islamic is based off of people who use words they don't know the meaning of or cannot fully use.
So they actually misleading the people.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're depriving. That's why it was considered in the Quranic Revolution Declaration of 2021, it was considered a crime against humanity. The way you all are teaching and the way that you all are administering the affairs of the masjid, period. That's
ignorance.
It's pure ignorance. What do you mean ignorance? And then he calls me a fool, right? Our parents, or he indicates, or he directs. Now let me tell you something about the situation that I just found out yesterday. He's been envious of yours truly for a while now. He's been jealous. Yeah, he's been jealous of me for a while now.
Oh yeah, that's what I know that.
Oh, you knew that?
I know that.
How'd you know that?
I told you that yesterday.
Did you?
Remember when I told you something like jealousy? Remember when I told you that?
Yeah, but it was confirmed. I mean, you mentioned that, and that's strange, but we actually have a mutual brother who's part of the Brothers Incorporated brother, says that he spoke to him a couple of weeks ago. He spoke to him. And he just asked about how I was doing. And he said, this man just badmouthed me. He couldn't believe it. And so when I contacted him yesterday, he was like, oh, that's the first thing he said to me. Oh, he tried to smear your name. Wallahi. The first thing, I was like, so this is a revelation to the coalition forces. I mean, they've been mobilized. But likely after the retired imam's statement, they're likely to definitely attack without delay. This is ridiculous. This is unacceptable. You're smearing, or you're trying to smear an individual, mental. Okay, fine. You want to go back to, YouTube, you will see one night of observation. You understand, and you call that mental because you had like a heart foundation, which whatever winded up. But it's ridiculous. It's unacceptable. The whole thing is legitimately unacceptable. He has no bloody right, no matter how many millions he has, to deprive people of the Quran. Why is he doing that? From greed, mere greed. He has to have more influence. They don't just gather money so they can buy cars and houses. It's also to gain people's loyalty, people's devoted service and obedience and submissiveness to them. And all of his texts, I mean, even if I go to the next one, even if I go, any of these texts, let me see if there's any mention of Jalla Jalaluhu at all, any mention of Allah whatsoever. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said to the meaning that they are cursed for not using it. Okay, so let's go to the very first one that we have. Okay, so, yeah. Just as I thought, he mentions ICVA. That's all they do. I had another one I had to take off of YouTube. YouTube didn't like that video too much because he was giving almost like a press conference in his whole thing. ICVA did this, ICVA did that. ICVA, we at ICVA, us at ICVA, the ICVA community. What's that?
What does that stand for? What does those initials stand
for? Well, Islamic, which is Islamic Center of Virginia. That's what it stands for. But everybody who has Islamic Center of Virginia. But actually, everybody who has center instead of centra, center with an ER at the end instead of with an RE at the end, they need to run away from that joint. Like, they need to really run far away from that joint unless they change it. But anyway, in that he doesn't have any mention of Allah. No salamu alaikum, no bismillah, no nothing.
Right.
The next one that he sent, no mention of that there. And I read those to you yesterday. Right? No mention of it. And finally these, no mention of Allah, no nothing. He's the type that called people to himself. He wants more self-recognition. He acts humble and real nice, until you see his real colors. But his real colors...
He's from Pakistan.
African American. What are you talking about? He's the first African American.
He's African American.
Yeah, he's the first African American of the Islamic Center. Why did you think he was Pakistani? Because it was the Islamic Center? No, he is there. Well, not everybody.
Oh.
Yeah. Listen.
Hold up.
Yeah.
he say, this guy you talking about is African American?
Yes, bro.
He's jealous then.
Well, I told you, we said that earlier.
Oh, hell no. Heck no.
We said that earlier.
Heck no. He's jealous. Absolutely.
Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. Tabarakallah. Allahumma salli ala
That's what
Muhammad.
that is.
But you know what it is actually? It's proof. As Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, the best among you is he who learns the Quran and teaches it. He didn't say the best among you is to go gain millionaires and to buy people's influence and to be a politician.
No. True.
You
Right.
adapted to that. I stuck with what Jalla Jalaluhu revealed. I'm not jealous of you for your millions. I pray that Jalla Jalaluhu enables
know
you.
you're not,
But
but
the
he
only
is
problem,
you.
but the only problem, actually, after it hit me yesterday, just yesterday, if I had known he was jealous of me, I would have never met with him. I was minding my own business, and this man called me out the blue.
Right. Jealousy. He set you up.
Oh, he thought he was setting me. You cannot set up the Quran. You cannot set up
I'm just saying.
Jalla
you know what I
Jalaluhu's
mean?
decree.
He tried to embarrass
Yeah, he
you.
tried,
Tried
but
to
it's
set you
very
up.
sad where this is all heading, isn't it? Because it's not.
Yeah, he want, because he know he's jealous because you better than he is.
No. The only one better among.
What I mean is this, all right? You got to be jealous of something, all right? You ain't just jealous that you be jealous. Like Shaitan was jealous of Adam because Adam was better than he was. And because the Lord made the angels and everything bow to Adam and not him. So he thinks that you are better than he is. You got better Arabic, you got better command of the Arabic language, you're more educated, and people probably talking about you like in good, high standards, and he's jealous of that. That's what that is. He's trying to bring you down. He's trying to embarrass you. Any kind of way he can.
Allahumma salli ala
That's
Muhammad.
what I see. I might be wrong, but I doubt it.
Well, first of all, we are all. First of all, I want to tell you something.
I said, oh my God.
But he's known me. Okay,
story.
but we've known each other again for over 25 years. He could have simply said, I am, jealous of you because of that Quran.
He ain't going to tell you that.
Well, then that's his problem. But I would strongly recommend if there's anybody because that is it's good to have envious or to be jealous of one who has been gifted by Allah, but in the correct manner. You have no bloody right to try and set them up to smear them around. I'm going to explain how that is. What's that?
He's jealous in the wrong manner.
Exactly. That's too sad.
That's the way it is.
People,
that is it.
That's too sad. And the problem is that what he's calling mental, he's calling a fool. This is how the prophets were called.
Exactly.
And in your statements, you have no mention of Allah, nothing mentioning Allah, Jalla Jalaluhu, whatsoever.
But they don't.
Nothing mentioning of the Quran whatsoever.
They don't care.
No, it's not correct. But of course, in yours truly, I see, mashallah, mention of Jalla Jalaluhu, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Bismillah. We see all of that, but they don't care. Well, the day is going to come.
Care.
They're going to have to care soon. Very soon they will have to care.
But as of now, they don't care.
They will care.
Just like Tim away. They don't care.
Oh, yes, steer them away. Eh? It's interesting.
They don't care.
Steer them away does not care.
You admonish them over and over and over and over again. They don't care.
Well.
Now, what happens now, you will become a fool, right? If you keep banging your head up against something, and expect a different result.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now you become a fool, sure. Arguing with a person that don't understand you. No. You can't become a fool. Because you see where it's going. So, the man, he's crazy. They don't care. Why are you standing there arguing with him? Why are you going back and forth arguing with him when you know that he's deaf, dumb, and blind? He's off the path. He has no respect for Rasulullah sallallahu. He has no respect for the truth. And you know it. You can admonish him, right?
Right.
And he said, I don't want to hear it, whatever. I'm keep on doing it. You gotta step aside.
But again, if I was minding my own
honorable
business.
avoidance, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran. When they come at you like honorable avoidance.
Well, the problem, I mean, I'm having a little bit of a struggle with the fact that he went out of his way to get me over there.
To set you up.
But the problem, but here's the problem. How are you gonna set up? How you going to set up what Allah has decreed will not be set up? How are you gonna do that? You're trying to set them up because they have Quran. I mean, serious? That's like Donald Trump trying to use his powers to get whoever he wants locked up.
Oh, hey, that's.
I mean, is it? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we didn't think about this one. Well, maybe we did, but we didn't make clear reference of it. He's a president of an Islamic center? Is that like the whole county, or is that like the area? Is that just like a little? What is that?
Of a building.
I mean, if he really was of a building, so if he really was a great president, I mean, wouldn't I be able to meet him in the White House? I'm just saying, the palace or something like that. But outside of there, in other words, my point is, outside of there, you're not really anybody. That's number one. Number two, whatever money you have right now, you should first start off by telling people how you made the first million. Start off by telling them that. Then you need to answer the questions that were presented to you. Okay?